everybody, glad to have you here. This is the first video I've done after the Emily Awards, and man, I'm still exhausted. Like, what a huge project that was. Whereas that took a lot of thought and a lot of time and just a ton of energy, I thought I'd hop on here and do kind of the opposite and just do a little like get ready with me, just casually trying new things, a little makeup playtime. We're about ready to leave for a little family gathering with Tyler's side of the family. So I thought this would probably be my last chance for a few days to go ahead and shoot something. So that's what I'm up to. I am moisturized, but I am not yet primed. So I'm gonna use my Maybelline Master Prime right now for a little added hydration. And I just wanna say, again, a big thank you for the amazing comments and support and just all the goodness that came with the Emily Awards this year. It really was fun to kind of, carry it along right with the holidays and kind of have that little holiday theme to it. I really enjoyed it so much. For my foundation today, I think I'm gonna use my LA Colors Truly Matte. I do use this in the shade Natural, and I believe I mentioned before how this is like the second to lightest shade in the whole line. And there are quite a few shades in the line, but I think they run just a little bit dark. And then I've got this cute little guy. This is my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, but it's that little holiday ornament size. I thought it'd be fun to test it and see if it's as good as the actual full-sized Real Techniques brush. And it is. And yes, I'm in robe mode once again. I'm just loving the robes. Kind of chilly, fluffy robe feels great. And this one, when I just took it out of the dryer last night, like, can you imagine? It felt so good. And if you used anything that's scenting it a little bit, like I love those Dreft Blissfuls, when you put those in when it's in the washer. Dreft itself smells amazing, but those little things smell so good. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Becca concealer that I had mentioned in the Emily Awards. It's the Ultimate Coverage Concealing Cream. I feel like this is just really good stuff. It's nice and smooth and creamy, kind of emollient. And I'm using this, did I say it's in the shade Banana right now? So I find this to be pretty brightening. And then I've got one of these brushes from my Tarte set, and I actually really like it for concealer. It's very fluffy. Like, I don't know, I would typically think to use it for highlighting is what I would do. But it blends out concealer really nicely. And who else is drinking out of their Santa mug right now? I've got the Starbucks Holiday Blend in here for the Keurig. And I think it's International Delight Frosted Sugar Cookie Creamer in it. So good. Quite tasty. Now, from the Patrick Starr collection that came from MAC, a gorgeous collection, by the way. A lot of lip products in this one and a couple of little eye palettes, but there's also this powder. And so I'm gonna be trying the powder for the first time. You know me and loose powders and my love affair with the Laura Mercier loose powder, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm gonna tap a little bit out here into the lid so we can see what sort of tone we're working with. It is a little bit, it's a little peachy beige, and I'm gonna do a little baking with it. Is it a problem when the only baking you speak of in a video is the baking done with a powder, or perhaps the only sugar cookies you've been involved with is the sugar cookie flavored creamer in your coffee? No, we are gonna actually be back home here on Christmas, and we're gonna make some cookies for Santa. Belle and I are gonna try our hand at some gingerbread. I think that's gonna be fun. Okay, so I've got some powder there on just kind of the typical baked area. Took me kind of a while to build it up, and it's looking incredibly dry right now, so I hope that improves once it's all dusted away. Usually, gets better from there, but my word. Put a little bit on the nose too, just kind of like for mattifying's sake. And then I'm gonna do the brows, and I've been really excited about this little brow pomade I got from Makeup Revolution. This is my best pomade in the Emily Awards, and it comes with a little angled brush, and I wear it in medium brown, just like the perfect shade. And I'm really loving this so much. You just get hardly any on the brush, or at least that's my policy, because as you can see, I've got some existing brow here that I'm working through, and you just kind of carry it through, and it creates just a really nice, natural, quick brow. Has a little hold to it also, added bonus. I just can't do the pomades that are too goopy. I feel like I use the word goop a lot in the Emily Awards, but sometimes that's the only word to explain what I'm trying to say, you know, like when you stick your brush in, it's just like way too much product getting involved. You need just a little bit of dryness in the pomade to make it something you can control with your brush, you know? And it just basically goes along with my philosophy of you can build up little by little, but it's much harder when you have to start taking away. And I would have my hair pulled back right now, by the way, but it's still kind of drying, so I don't want to get a bump in it. Gotta deal with my hair before I leave. And got to deal with my nails before I leave. I'm going to do a fresh layer of my color streak, which that was covered in the finale if you want more details on that. I almost feel funny doing a get ready with me style video. I'm using a little gel here just because it's been so long. I've been doing the Emily Awards since like before last week at this time. I started on like the Wednesday or Thursday before they ever started getting posted. You want to know what just happened there with that CoverGirl gel? I just overgooped because that gel will do that to you. Now I want to dust away some of this powder and just see what kind of thing we're left with. It's looking really dry out of the gate, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna bring it on in here and let's hope the camera focuses in. I feel like I'm just seeing every little bit of texture under each eye already. But that's the kind of thing that doesn't usually show up right after baking. That'll be like what I end up seeing toward the end of the day with some powders that don't perform quite as well as the Laura Mercier. So, but you know what? Props to Patrick and Mac for trying that, because I think that's a really tall order to come up with an amazing loose powder that's gonna do everything that they want it to do, you know? And it might not look quite that drying on some people. I'm gonna do a little contouring with my Makeup Revolution Pro HD. Did a big haul from Ulta that included a lot of things. I actually haven't done a video on the haul, but it was one of those things where like stuff came in multiple parts. I had a lot of new Maybelline stuff back when I did that video, and then, you know, some Makeup Revolution stuff kind of filled in there too. But I'm gonna try out this contour palette because I love their Ultra Contour, the one that has like little round pans. So we're gonna see how these powders do as well. And I got a terrible zit right back here. I'm not trying to actually layer too much product on top of it, but a couple days ago, it was just one of those really deep, awful zits. And now it's just the awesome crusty aftermath, so. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I wish like Christmas song season lasted so much longer. Like I wish it was appropriate to listen to and just jam out to Christmas music all the time. I love Christmas songs. Okay, so I've just been using like this color here and a little bit of this one too. And they're giving me a nice kind of soft natural contour. For blush, I got something kind of cool that I'm gonna pull in. I got this off of QVC. This is the collaboration with Disney and Mally. She did a Frozen collection. One is Anna and one is Elsa, and so far I've only gotten the Anna one in. So this is what it looks like. It's so cute. And you take the top off and you've got a bunch of Mally goodness in here. We've got mascara, a couple shadow sticks, an eyeliner, a lip gloss, and this little like double-ended blush and highlight thing. And there's a mirror here and it says powerful beauty, follow your heart. Double-sided like regular and magnified mirror there. And I don't know, part of me is like, being a girl mom, I kind of really wanted to get that. It's adult makeup, obviously, but just the thought of it, you know? I just thought it'd be fun, and I love these kinds of products that Mally does. Getting a little hot in here, had to ditch the robe, had to unload the memory card, but as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, this Blushing Brilliance blush and highlighter wand. I think all the shades, by the way, are exclusive things in these little sets, but this is definitely something I haven't seen Mally do before, or that I've never tried from her. So I'm gonna try the little cream blush stick here and just give a little swirl of this on the outer part of the cheek. Blush sticks can make life easier or they can make life harder. This one is not my favorite. It's kind of tugging just a little bit. It's a little more pressure than I'd want to apply. And I want a little bit more, so I'm gonna apply more and this time try blending it out with my small stipple brush. See how that goes? Yeah, like I'm having to press quite hard with the small stipple brush, actually. The color looks like it would be gorgeous, this pretty kind of corally shade. That's a tricky thing. Cream blush sticks, you don't want to apply too much pressure to where you're messing up your underneath layers of makeup, right? But you do definitely want to get it fully blended. Let's try the highlight stick. Let's see if that has, this feels like it might be smoother actually. It's a soft kind of pearly shade. And the Anna set seemed to be the warmer collection of the two, and Elsa was cooler, which makes sense, you know, if you know the movie. But like I said, still waiting on the Elsa set to come in. I think it's basically the same types of, what was that? Same types of products, but different shades. So yeah, that highlight seems to be blending in a bit more easily. It seems like a little different texture perhaps. Awfully soft and subtle there. I'm thinking about layering on a little bit of this fun little Becca compact. This is called Light Waves Highlighter Palette. And this was the one I was referencing in my Emily Awards Blush Bronzer Highlight video. This has Prismatic Amethyst in it, as well as Moonstone, and then this center one is called Pink Sapphire. I think I might try throwing a little of this Pink Sapphire like on the apple of my cheek. Ooh. Yeah, it's very blushy. That's a very blushy type shade. I would definitely use that more as a blush than just a full-on highlight. But that's pretty like that. I dig it. Sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get with makeup playtime. But this is the kind of thing I would just do on my own, but it's fun to turn the camera on now and then. And then I think I'm gonna do a little Moonstone as my primary highlight with this. Part of that, I think it's clinging to the Mally a little bit and kind of layering up some. But this is also just a really vivid highlighter, just in itself. So yeah, it seems essentially what you have here is a blush type shade and then two completely different directions of highlight, because the Prismatic Amethyst has that little bit of a pinky lilac shift, and then the Moonstone is more just like glowy, soft champagne. And now I'm gonna give myself a little Mario Badescu setting mist here. This is the facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. And did you guys hear they're gonna come out with a lavender one, or maybe they already do have it out? I really wanna test that too. But frankly, I can't imagine liking anything as well as I like the scent of this. Like, just rain down on me. So good. For the eye look, I really have a lot of different directions in which I could go, but one thing that I really want to try is the Too Faced Gold chocolate bar, or chocolate gold as it's called. It's basically a selection of metallics. It says foiled eyeshadows that are created with real gold for an epic shine finish. But then, you know, they've given you a few little sensible mattes over here to pair in with it. I think I will use that, and I'm first gonna prime my lids with a little Milani. And then I might use like one of these Mally shadow sticks for a little base. So I think what I'm gonna do first is use So Bougie over here, and that's gonna be my lid, or my crease that I'm gonna start building up here. I told you I hadn't done any kind of tutorial thing for a while. What is this life here? Okay, so yeah, I'm just getting that all blended in. You know I love my Too Faced mattes. This feels like home here. Okay, we're good. Somebody asked me in the comments section of a video recently, I think it was before the Emily Awards, about, like, a lot of times I show up here on my videos, and not every time, but sometimes I appear to be very glammed up, and she was asking, do I wash all that off just for a regular day of mom life or whatever I'm gonna go do? And the answer to that is definitely no. I leave it on for the day. A lot of times I'm wearing stuff, and whether or not you see a wear test on a video or you see me talking about it on Snapchat or whatever, I am a lot of times taking pictures and analyzing the way a product actually wears on my skin over the course of a day. So that's kind of in a continual state of happening, but also, like, I like being glam. I like having makeup on when possible. That's just really something that I genuinely enjoy in life. And yeah, I'm gonna show up to story hour some weeks and I've got a full false lash on and something metallic happening and a bold dark vampy lip or something. And I know some people know what I do and then some people don't, but I think part of loving what you do and being fully invested in what you do is being able to go full in doing it without really caring what anybody else thinks about you. So I have no problem going out full glammed up with under whatever circumstance it might be. And I fully get that that's not going to be everyone's jam. I'm using this, what is this, Roland & Doe shade now. It's a little bit of a highlight. But I know that's not gonna be everybody's style, and that's fine too, you know? If there's something you like doing in a video, but you really don't feel that it works for whatever part of your day-to-day life that you're going out into the world, then by all means, you know, take it off if that makes you feel better. And I hear from plenty of people who have a very conservative, you know, workplace where they really wouldn't feel comfortable at all doing things like that. So everybody's got their story and their situation, but that's just a little explanation on that. Then I'm gonna take a little cocoa truffle right up here. And yes, this does smell. Smells chocolatey. I want to see just a big fat montage of YouTubers smelling their palettes. Now I was going to bring in a Mally shadow stick and kind of layer it down and put a metallic shade on top, but now I find myself wanting to see how well these could stand alone. So I will likely revisit the Mally Disney Frozen collaboration at another time if you guys are interested. For this eye look, I kind of want to work in some green. This Moneybag shade right up here is really speaking to me. So I'm gonna pick that up with a flat brush. We're just gonna go in and see how this goes. Got a little fallout from it, just right off the bat here. I'd say it has kind of a soft metallic sheen building it up that way. I think maybe if you did layer it on top of something creamy, it might shine a little bit more. But it's not like insanely metallic. I don't know if I'd even glance at that and call it metallic. I might say it has a soft shimmer to it. But I do love the color tone of it. I love that kind of green. It's kind of deep and jewel toned, very emerald. And then I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Rich Girl here, which seems to be kind of like a silvery taupey color. And I'm gonna pull some of that in to overlap this inner part. This palette is most definitely going to take more than like this one use for me to understand how I best like to use it and all that business. But just initially, simply from looking at it, I do like the fact that instead of packing it 100% full of metallic shades, they did put in a few mattes so you could complete a look with it. That has always mattered to me, so I like to see that. I'm just popping a little extra green on here now, so I don't lose that. Bub is downstairs like coughing his head off. I hope he's okay. Taking a little more cocoa truffle now, and I'm just kind of finishing off my crease area here. That brown really does look nice alongside the green. Very earthy, and there is a matte black in here as well. Next up, I'm gonna do a little Jordana Color Envy and Black Envy across the upper lash line. You know what, guys? I got some major fallout from that light shade that I put on the inner part of my lid. Holy crap. Gosh dang. Okay, just a warning. I didn't see that at first, like kind of referring to my look in my little camera screen, but looking up close. Wowza. I hope no more shakes off as the day goes on. Sorry, things got a little careless over here on this left wing. We're kind of getting it back. I think something that could be kind of pretty on the lower lash line with this look would be sort of a brown lower inner rim blended outward with maybe one or two of these coppery looking shades. This is my M60, as mentioned in the Emily Awards from Makeup Forever. But you know, any brown liner you like. Just kind of get that going in the lower inner rim and make it sort of smudgeable, you know, down here in between the lashes. So I'm gonna grab for this Love and Cocoa shade first, and we'll see what that does. That's pretty. And then I'm gonna take Old Money, and that's gonna go inward. Wow, that seems like a pretty solid shade. Like, that's holding its own just applied with a little angled brush. The funny thing was when I sat down, I said I was gonna do a natural look. I'm gonna use colors inspired by nature, we'll put it that way. Then I'm just gonna curl my lashes here, and I'm going to apply the mascara that won't die. This is my Essence Lash Princess, the Sculpted Volume 1, the one that I saw them talking about on the Today Show, like, oh, this is God's gift to mascara. I don't love it as much as Lash Paradise just because of the lack of curl holding, but I'm trying to use it up because I really, you know, I started it. It's not like the absolute worst when it comes to holding curl, but it's not the best, for me anyway. I do not feel like my lids look very pretty. Like, I like the color of green, don't get me wrong, but that little sprinkling of dust that came around the inner corner there is not like, I don't know. It doesn't look very polished to me. I have a feeling there's gonna be certain shades in this palette that require just some special treatment, and I may or may not always have the patience for that. I swear I still hear him coughing down there. Like, it hasn't been continual, but it's like he just can't quite get done with it. Got some major specks here, but the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant always kind of dabs away easily. I'm gonna use these lashes here. It says Kick Some Lash, and it's from Eileen. I found these at Walmart, and I've used them once. They seemed kind of on the flimsy side. I don't know, I like the lightweightness that they had. They just didn't seem super durable, but I'm gonna give these another go. See, like that, I just pulled one off the band and a little segment of the lashes just came off on my thumb there. See, I'm gonna need to give that a trim now to make that work. I try to be gentle, but goodness. Oh, I need to remind Bub to wrap something. Just a second. Okay, don't you guys worry, Bub's just fine. He just swallowed wrong, he said. He's gonna wrap the stuff, just the 2 things that are left. I wrapped everything else. Who does the wrapping in your family? Do you split it up evenly, or does one of y'all just take over doing all of it? For me, I just feel like I know I'm really fast at it, so if I just can do it and, you know, be really efficient at it and get it done, I'm good. And plus, I got this cool little caddy thing. You know you're an adult when you're starting to get excited about things like this. I got this holder that holds my rolls of paper, and then on the other side I've got my bags and boxes, and then there's a little zippered compartment for the tags and the scissors and tape and everything. Now I can really wrap stuff fast because I know where it all is. Okay, we're just putting these lashes on. They're a lot like a demi-wispy, maybe a little bit longer throughout the whole lash, like a little longer in here. A little bit's up. She's getting vocal too. And now, you know what, I'm kind of cold again. So am I happy enough with the eyes? You know, yeah, they're good enough for a day spent mostly in the car. They're really not that bad. It's just, you know, the desired effect that would come from a palette like this. I would have expected things to maybe lay down a little more smoothly or a little more metallic, you know, the shades that appeared to be clearly the metallic ones in the palette. But as I said before, it's going to take a lot more experimentation and time to really understand that palette fully, I think. Now for lips, I was sent a little something here from Laura Mercier, which I am going gaga over, and I really want to try one of these today. They are the Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick. And my lips are feeling like they're in pretty good shape right now. I'm just wondering which color I want to use. I think I'll go for one of these berries. This is the shade Fatale. So they look just like the caviar sticks. Oh, but they're so, like, I'm barely touching my lips with it. Lots of color. I kind of like pairing green and berry. How about you? This is a nice texture, really smooth, and the thing that really took me by surprise most was how lightly I even touched my skin with that. But yeah, that's my little makeup playtime get ready with me for today. Can't really say I was super excited about everything I used today, honestly. I like my LA Colors foundation. I like the idea of my eye look overall, but you know, those textures weren't exactly the best. The lip is definitely setting. Like as I put my lips together, I can tell it's really kind of locking in there. So we will see how well that wears throughout the day. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, just a little real life check-in on the look right now. The complexion looks pretty good. I've got a lash already starting to come up here. You can see the type of wear that the lip color has, and it's worn way, way down below my lip, which is, I don't think I put it on that way, but we just went through the rat race that is trying to pack up with 2 little kids that are just, it's like you're swimming against the current, kind of. Like you're trying to make progress and then you keep getting sidetracked. So it's a pretty good wear test for makeup, I guess. Yeah, it's only like 11:03 and I think I got everything put on at like 7. I got a little frustrated with my lash, so I went ahead and tacked that down. And then after I ate a burger when we stopped, I kind of smoothed out my lips a little bit more to even out the color some. But it's not a super long wearing, like resists anything type of lip. So not too upset about how the eyes are looking. I don't feel like I've uncovered a bunch of surprising additional fallout on my cheeks, so that's nice. But skin wise, I think things are hanging in there, so we'll check in later. Don't worry, I am supervising this.